Today I find myself at Woodlawn Cemetery in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, I've done a lot of cemetery videos. I got more coming, but this one right here specifically, this one's going to mean the most to me because today I am visiting the grave of one of the greatest, if not the greatest, country music singers of all time. And I'm doing a memorial tribute not only to this man, but to also my great-grandfather. He loved country music. He got me into it. His favorite country music artist of all time was this man, George Jones, who's buried here at Woodlawn Cemetery in the Grand Tour Garden. You know, George Jones had one of the most unique, amazing voices in country music. He was nicknamed the Possum. Had hits, the Grand Tour, He Stopped Loving Her Today, White Lightning, A Picture of Me Without You. He was an amazing artist. Gramps got to see him many times, but he never got to meet him. So I'm going to do a little bit of a tribute right now to both my great-grandfather and George Jones. George Jones, the Possum, September 12th, 1931, April 26, 2013. He has a beautiful marker. Him over the years. He has a beautiful monument. It's a guitar, a possum. There's him and his wife Nancy. George Glenn Jones was and is the king of broken hearts. He sang of life's hardships and struggles in a way that somehow lightened our own. His voice was effortless and unforgettable. He brought unsurpassed emotional eloquence to every song that he sang. He was and is the soul of country music. No one will ever fill his shoes. He is at rest, but his music is alive and ageless. He gifted it all to us, to the joyful and broken. Walk through the world with me, he sang, and we do. George and Nancy were married on March 4th, 1983. This is from one of his popular songs, I Put a Golden Band on the Right Left Hand. It's a really good song. Here's his wife, Nancy Ann Jones. She is still alive, but you know, eventually when she does pass away, she will be buried here next to George. Nancy Ann Jones. No teenage boy ever fell harder for a girl than I fell for Nancy. When I met my future wife Nancy on a blind date in November 1981, I had no idea that someday she would save my life. They say love can change the world. The country legend said, I'm here to testify that it changed me for sure. Friends, family, doctors, therapists, and ministers had tried to save me, but to no avail. But finally, the power of love from one woman, Nancy Jones, made the difference and saved me. Quote by George Jones. Until his death in 2013, it was Nancy whom George Jones considered his soulmate. That's beautiful. Growing up, my great-grandfather would always listen to George Jones and other country music artists, but nobody could ever top George Jones for him. Literally, when he would come on the radio, my great-grandfather would literally just start swinging his hips and just start strumming a fake guitar, pretty much. Sorry, this is getting a little emotional. This is a hard thing for me to do because I miss my great-grandfather so much. I wish he was still here. It's been 16 years already, and it never gets easier. But this did tribute to George, and now put my great-grandfather's picture there for a moment. This is the closest him and George ever got to meet. But I know they are rocking it out in heaven right now, and I'm glad they can form a friendship and trust for eternity. Oh, man. If you have a favorite George Jones song, let me know in the comments, please. This is actually one of the largest cemeteries in Nashville. There are a lot of old country singers buried here. There's a few on the grounds, there's a few inside. I'm gonna go find them all. But when you walk in to George's final resting place, you'll come through this gate right here. And this section where he's buried right here is called the Garden of the Grand Tour, from one of his famous songs. Step right up and come on in. And if you want to go inside and sign a guest book for George, it's inside the funeral home. But yeah, here's the final resting place of country music legend George Jones. My great-grandfather's favorite. I might have to say my favorite. Now, a lot of people consider Hank Sr. the greatest. He is definitely top two, but George was the greatest to me. I'm truly glad that I got to come here and see his final resting place and make this video, not just personally for me, but as a tribute to George and also my great-grandfather. It's truly an honor and a blessing to be here. Sorry, I'm starting to tear up a little bit. Rest in peace, George. Thank you for everything. Thank you for all the hits, the great times. Your legacy, honor, image, and music will always live on forever. And rest in peace to my grandfather. Great-grandfather, sorry.